how many times have you seen it where you're looking for a recipe and it's like someone's life story before you get to actually figure out how to make chicken noodle soup, and it's wild. It's like that was completely written for a robot. It's got almost no use to a human being. Brutal. And it's not surprising to see that Google's concerned about it. Obviously they're concerned about it. From your perspective, why does Google care about the human experience?
Because they want people to use Google.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
The product owner wants the people using the product to have a good experience.
Yeah. So, you know, if every time you search for recipes, you're frustrated, eventually you won't use Google for searching for recipes anymore. And then those ad dollars and all the other stuff that they could potentially make, they're not making.
Outside of recipes, because that's the low-hanging fruit that I always laugh at, are there other major categories of search that are just predominantly bombarded with robot-centric content versus human-centric content? Do you see any, like...
Try searching for how to do anything for SEO and you'll quickly find all the people who think they can out-SEO each other with garbage. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
It's a fun one for sure.
I haven't done that one personally, but I can imagine that SEOing your competition out of SEO content. Oh, I'm gonna do some Googling after this. That's good. Any other areas that you've seen that are like absolutely comical?
I mean, I feel like there's if you end up searching like how to do something, it's the ad farming on content has gotten pretty brutal, and it's like, you know, this article talks about, you know, injecting with other things. Like, so many pieces of content now have videos interjected, and I think news sites have been pretty bad for this too. You know, in the ways that they do a media mix that's like, you know, a little bit overkill. But I feel like a lot of content, at least, can be, you know, if you're...
Better UX.
Yeah.
Better UX.
It's kind of sad because I think a lot of the websites that tend to do better UX aren't showing up in Google for those things.
Well, I'm hoping that actually turns around, because at the end of the day, like, they're building... It's kind of crazy how, like, the human... creating content for the human and creating content for the robot aren't more... That Venn diagram is not bigger. It feels like it's very separated. Where like, hey, I'm gonna, what's the joke in SEO, or the SEO person is doing content for the tavern owner, barkeeper, small business owner, and it's just a bunch of keyword stuffing, and it's like great for the robot, but completely unusable for the actual person looking for like the local watering hole. I mean, I've got a zillion examples of like how we see it. It's like, no, you've gotta, at the end of the day, you can have all the traffic in the world and Google could be pushing you everything, but if your conversion is $0, well, guess what? You're going broke with a lot of traffic.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's interesting because I guess it ties into one of the earlier topics about the generative AI, is Google might just be at the point of, hey, you know, people don't want to like go through your trash websites to get the meat of the information. So we're just going to put the meat there right for them, you know? And then...
I kind of like that. And like, there's a specific part of me, my non-marketer, my average citizen hat on is just like, hey, I just want the information. Just give me the information. Don't make me go looking for it. It's 2024. On the other side of me, like the marketer side of me is going like, I've got to generate value out of that information because I can't give everything away for free.
Yeah.
Because there's some revenue has to come back, whether you're selling ad dollar or ad placement or whatever. There's got to be a balance. So it just feels like that balance, that teeter-totter is so skewed into the robot and not the human. So, that one rubs me the wrong way. So, how has this mindset impacted websites like we've encountered? Like for the ones that you've got, the ones that you've worked on, let's do big and small again. So like the smaller sites that you've worked on, the smaller businesses, how has that impacted the strategy behind building content in the first place?
I mean, it's tricky because, you know, sometimes the things that you create that are of high value don't really get a ton of search volume. So you gotta find the creative ways, okay, like how can I kind of make this serve the two evils there, or the one evil really, but, you know, so like I have seen in the past where, you know, there's like a nice big chunk of content that's really great. It's on a niche topic, and you know, FAQs are shoved at the bottom as the article mentioned, because, you know, well, it doesn't really have enough content that speaks to those higher value search terms, so we've got to kind of like throw that in there. So it's like people are just finding creative ways to have more content that is user friendly in the sense that it's non-invasive.
Right.
You know, I mean, like the recipe issue is the most invasive way of doing it. But then you'll notice that there are a lot of websites that are hiding content in different areas, even though Google says that, you know, if you're hiding content under like accordions or whatever, that they're not seeing it. They are seeing it. But, you know, people are looking for those different ways of injecting the SEO in low friction ways, and hopefully maybe there are people who find value in it. Maybe, you know, sometimes there is, but yeah, it's very difficult because, you know, I think the fact of trying to make your page as highly relevant to the search terms that you want to rank for as possible, it's kind of like you need the content to be there.
Right.
But it's, you know, like finding the ways to serve the Google bot that aren't, you know, that are user friendly and aren't just showing Google. It's kind of silly to ask this question of SEOs, in my opinion, you know. It's like a, you know, best case scenario, like, hey, like maybe I'll make the most user friendly thing ever and nobody ever finds it.
And no one ever finds it. Yeah. That's like the build it and they will come. It's like, no, you'll build it,
yeah,
and no one's gonna come because it wasn't designed to have people even find it. So
yeah,
it's a real balance between like marketing and sales, where it's like the marketing side of it is great. Does it can we bring awareness to it? Can people find it? Is it usable? Does it display? And then the sales side of it is, does it convert? It's got to do both. And I think that balance is, from my perspective, there's a lot more that is going into the marketing side of it with like things like AI, where they're just putting content out there, but there's no real strategy on like, hey, why is that person going to find it useful? Why are they going to make a click once they're on your site? They're going to go, hey, yeah, great, it was at the top of search, and I'm gone.